everyone. So this is going to be a video on what may need to come up to be released. I'm filming this around the time of the full supermoon in Scorpio, so that energy is all about transformation. Also, there's going to be a lot that is brought into the light in terms of perhaps information coming to light, communication coming to the light, illuminating things that need to be kind of known at this time, leading to transformative life situations. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. Very excited to say that my father, if you're a client or you're a subscriber to the channel, you'll know that my father is also psychic, a mystic, and a jeweler. And he's collaborated with me on some necklaces. We're going to use those for the pick-a-pile things. They're going to be on my Etsy soon. At the moment, there are only 5. They're all handmade and all hand knotted silver chains. And each time he knots them, he's like saying a prayer. I will also put a spell over all of them for whatever the client wants, really. There'll be an option on my Etsy. But we have 2 sorts at the moment. So we have a black tourmaline range, which are very good for protection, for absorbing any negative energies from your body. And by the way, these are being sold for pretty much just the cost of the materials and a tiny bit of labor cost, but we've made them as affordable as possible, and they're going to be a very small number just for some of my very, my clients who really want to get, in touch with this energy. I thought it would be fun. If you know me personally or you've been a client of mine for a while, reach out to me beforehand and I can sell them to you, not through Etsy perhaps, so that we also don't have to pay extra fees on Etsy. And then the other sort that we've got at the moment are these beautiful blue Chalcedony is how you say it, I think. Very, very good for the throat chakra, because I know a lot of clients have throat chakra issues to do with expressing their truth, speaking their truth. You can't totally see, but this is a very beautiful flower on this one. Again, all silver, hand knotted. But it's very good for healing, calming, expressing your truth, getting in touch with spirituality. So for the pick-a-pile today, we're going to have this necklace is going to be group 1. This is a blue Chalcedony necklace made by my father. So that's group 1. Group 2 is the black tourmaline heart. And then group 3 is going to be this blue Chalcedony flower petal. And I love this. Is a black tourmaline with an actual tourmaline point, so it's so powerful, very protective. So yeah, those are the 3 kind of pick-a-pile options. The reading is going to be I'm going to do moonology cards, black moon astrology cards, which I may have to look in the book for, and my antique LENORMAND deck given to me again by my parents, which I also may have to look in the book for, but I was just really cool to use those. Sometimes the decks choose me, and it just so happens that 2 of them I don't know very well, but they were the ones that wanted to be chosen. I also have my crystal ball and my scrying mirror, which I may look at as well. So if I'm just going to connect in now to the energy, so creating a temporary energetic cord between myself and those viewing the video across all time and space, past, present, future, showing all chances, changes, possibilities, probabilities, anything that needs to come through, sorting the viewers into 3 clear piles, enabling the messages that need to come through, so that I can see, hear, and clearly channel messages for the collective, for their highest good, closing down the energy fields, wrapping everyone in universal love, light, and protection at the end of the reading, and restoring the auric fields. Thank you. Okay, so timestamps will be below if you want to go to your reading. So again, that's pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Okay, cool. So connecting into pile 1. Okay, pile 1. Okay, so pile 1, I'm just connecting into your energies. What is it that pile 1 most need to know? I'm seeing a rainbow in my crystal ball, which immediately tells me that spirit is in close proximity. At the moment, you may have loved ones that are around you. You may have lost someone fairly recently, or you're just very in touch with the angelic realms. I feel like you're also at a point in your life where you're looking in on something at a distance. So you're feeling a little isolated or removed from something, but the message is that that's kind of an illusion. And there's almost like this veil over something that you can just easily pull back. So if you are feeling any kind of like separation, the message there is that, separation is the big illusion. And I feel like you are more connected than you realize, but you may feel a little disconnected from something, or a bit pushed out or out in the cold at the moment. I feel like there's some kind of energy as well to do with like a shadowy figure. I don't know whether you've been having any experiences at night in dreams or nightmares or things in the corner of the room. So maybe you actually have got spirit around you in your home. You may want to actually consider, you didn't go for the black tourmaline, but you may want to consider some kind of like, because black tourmaline absorbs all of your negative or stuff that you don't need from the body. So it's almost like you might need to cleanse and absorb any kind of energies because you have a lot around you at the moment. I just feel like there could be something where you're like noticing things in corners, or because energy collects in the corners of the room. So when you smudge, it's really good to smudge the corners and then open the windows and actually allow that out. So I feel like cleansing could be quite important. Although you picked, the blue Chalcedony, which is good for communication and throat chakra, you are actually getting the message of protection as well. So that's interesting. Although I also feel like perhaps it could be important for you to speak your truth, because you're attracted to this necklace. I'm seeing like a horse or a Chinese dragon or something with a very long neck, so like a swan. So maybe something about keeping your head above water. So you may feel like there's been something getting on top of you, and it's quite hard to kind of keep afloat of a situation. And if you think of a swan, they look so beautiful and graceful, but underneath their feet are really pedaling furiously. So you might be putting on some kind of show or display where you feel like you have to kind of perform in this way of seeming like everything is fine, or seeming like everything is together, but there's just these things, these shadowy things in the corners that are actually kind of, so it doesn't have to be literally like haunting, but there's something that is maybe haunting you emotionally. And I feel like with this Scorpio full moon, that is when illumination, Scorpionic energy is very shadowy, very dark, very deep, a bit like Leo's energy. It can really delve into like going deep into the well and pulling up things from the well to be looked at. But I feel like these shadows are going to suddenly have light thrown on them, and they will be transformed, and you will get this illumination, and I think things will come to the front. But these things may come up around this full moon for you. You may want to actually look at I think it was my pink light visualization, which has a bit of shadow work in it, which is to do with the well, and picturing a well and kind of releasing things, because I'm getting this sort of sense for you guys. Let's look at the Lenormand. Okay, let's look at the Lenormand. So, pile 1. What do they need to know? The horse, or I can't remember what this is. This is a good card though. I'm going to look in the book. I'm going to actually get all the cards out and then I'll look. But I think it's to do with like offers coming in or something like that. Let's get pile 1. What's going to be illuminated for them this Scorpio full moon? You're very close to achieving your goal, gibbous moon. What else? Perhaps there's something you've wanted for a while and I see it like coming in for you. Don't let your past hold you back. That to me is this kind of shadowy energy that I was seeing in the corners. So I do feel like there's something here of releasing past stuff. It can be kind of karmic things. Because I feel like you are close to achieving some kind of goal, but there's something from the past that's holding you. And Scorpionic energy is very much like death energy in tarot. So that's all about releasing the past in order for the future to come in. What else is there for pile 1? Ooh. Spirit, connect me into pile 1, please. Your cards are kind of like not wanting to totally show themselves. Water element, sensing. So that's very, Scorpio is a watery element. It's a water sign. So this is about like your feelings, I feel, coming to the surface. And you know, there could be some emotional tie to the past, which is like this haunting, ghostly thing I was feeling with this don't let your past hold you back, and this sensing element. All about your senses, perhaps being sort of psychic. We'll look in the book, but that's what I'm getting through kind of immediately. But let's look at what your Lenormand card says as well. So you got I do feel quite a calm energy with this group though, to be honest. And that might make sense why you're attracted to this blue, very calming stone as well. Perhaps you're someone that people turn to because you're quite a calming energy, like an earth sign or something. And in this kind of full moon for you, you're going to actually have it's going to be maybe your time to actually be emotional for once. Like perhaps you are this person that everyone expects to behave in this way, where you are in control of your emotions, you keep things going, but it's almost like in the corners of your psyche, in the corners of the room, there are these shadowy things that have not yet been released. And it's about actually allowing yourself to be vulnerable and allowing yourself to feel. So this is the Horseman. Yeah, pleasant surprises brought by a man. That's what I thought, like offers coming in. So this could be, if you're single, this could be about like a new love opportunity coming in for you, but like needing to release something emotionally from the past before this can. So in this kind of next moon cycle, so the next kind of month, there being this stuff that comes to light that allows you to release stuff from the past in order to bring in something new. Because if you're holding on to stuff from the past, you can't really manifest new emotional things if you're still connected to that past energy. So let's see, centered on feelings, yes, which is very much this water element. After a quarrel, the couple stabilizes and one love wins over logic, fear, doubts. A wanted pregnancy may be announced. My bird Rubicon is singing, and sometimes that's significant. So it may be that you've actually had an argument with someone about something from the past, or that there's something to do with the past, and it's like you guys start again for some of you. Or I really feel like for some of you, it can also be that there's like a relationship that you let go of in order for this new emotional beginning with someone different. So it's different for lots of different people because it's a general reading. If you want a personal reading, you can reach out to me and book on my Etsy store. Let's see what else it says. Yeah. There's always been this sense of looking for security and returning it in relationships. You may get news from a friend confirming the interest of someone. So that might be the thing that comes to light, is that you actually hear through someone else something. But it's about a nice surprise, a gift, an invitation, or a unexpected birth. But this could be the birth of a new phase in this connection. This could be the birth of a new creation. I feel like it's a very emotional time for you, but there is, first of all, this release. And if there is something that you've wanted to manifest for a while, I feel like with this energy, you're actually very close to achieving this. It may be that if you're having trouble manifesting something that the final piece of the puzzle is that you actually have to release any of this past karma, past negative energy, past emotional stuff, the things in the corners of the psyche that I was getting for you guys. Just cleanse that out and release that energy in order to actually bring forward this new beginning or this new person. I feel like it's kind of, if you want it to be a new beginning with someone, it's possible, but I also feel like it could be a new person if that's what you want. It feels like it's not one or the other. It feels like whatever it is you've been trying to manifest is what is coming in, which is really, really nice. But I do sense you need to like just release a little bit first. Now let's check out the water element card, but I mean, intuitively, I would just say that's all about emotions, getting in touch with your emotions, self-love, these things. Your emotions will never lie to you. Let matters flow. Yeah, the water element represents our emotions, our talent, our imagination, the realm of vision, where intuition is more appropriate than acquired wisdom. Yeah. We have feelings of floating or being adrift over water. Now that could be the sense I had of you guys feeling a bit left out in the cold, or a bit emotionally like drifting or distant. So perhaps you have felt this kind of space around you where you weren't quite sure where you were or what was going to rush in for you. But I feel like through that delving into the emotions and through that space and feeling of separation, you've tapped into something within yourselves, perhaps creatively with this card, or just in terms of like emotional stuff that you needed to kind of harvest, and you're able to now feel and sense your way out of this. But it is going to be an emotional time for you. But just remember that something good is coming in. If you feel a bit overwhelmed at this time, perhaps you might want to surround yourself with blue so that you're able to clearly speak your truth without becoming over emotional, so that you're kind of grounding yourself a little, because it can be very Neptunian. Yeah, water is the element of Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and it's the Scorpio moon, obviously. Pluto and Neptune and the moon, yeah. So this is a perfect card. When the water element card presents itself in a spread, you can trust what you feel as the best course to follow. So trust your emotions. What you're sensing right now might not be based on any logic, but what you're sensing is correct. So if this is about a connection with someone, I would trust your intuition. And we were getting that through in my last reading too. And I would always sort of recommend that clients trust their intuition anyhow. But I get this very strongly with you. In the shadow aspect, it can indicate trusting too soon, or the passive acceptance of other people's shortcomings when you shouldn't accept them. So you'll have to know yourself where your boundaries are. But I feel like just don't let your past hold you back. So maybe don't expect the worst in terms of a situation with someone, and then you can kind of manifest what it is that you want coming around for you. And it's almost like the best way to manifest is like envisioning something, but then also feeling that sensation of love. Sorry, my star chart is about to fall. Feeling that sensation of love and putting emotion into your manifestation is a really good way of actually enabling it to come into fruition. So just allowing yourself, allowing yourself to feel at the moment. I'm just gonna remove the astrological chart in case it falls onto a candle. But perhaps you have been getting into astrology or something, because it's quite crazy that just decided to fall down at that time. So perhaps if you are feeling lost and at sea in your emotions, a good way to kind of navigate for yourself is through something like astrology, or some kind of spiritual structure that guides you and directs you, so that you're not feeling kind of out on a limb in the middle of nowhere at this time. Okay, look inward, don't worry about the drama that surrounds you, avoid the commotion, sit still, float, and trust your inner wisdom. It will not steer you wrong. Yeah, you have the sense of being adrift. It's a type of surrender. Maybe it's the surrender to a dream. You may have little energy and want to withdraw. That's what I felt about you being a bit separate, yeah. You're doing a lot of inner processing, which will take you where you want to go. Okay. Cool. Expect a pause but forward motion soon. And I do sense that. I sense that whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest with this person, and whether this is a new person or someone from the past, I feel like it's coming in for you, but you just need to do a little bit of release with anything emotional from the past that's still loaded for you, and you know whether it is or not, because if it's like still kind of there and bothering you, then it's still something that maybe you need to think about like releasing, if it's still kind of present in your psyche. Just release, because I feel like there could be a new beginning with someone, and it's like if you don't release this stuff from the past, it could then get in the way of this reconnection, or in the way of someone new coming in. So I hope that makes sense. Sending you guys lots of love, light, positive vibes. I'll be back soon. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment for a chance to win a free personal reading, and just for the energy exchange. And as always, sending you guys the best. Take care. Pile 2. This is interesting. So I was getting a very clear image of one of my family cats. I don't know whether my father was thinking about that cat when he was making this necklace, but it was very clear, and that cat was a very kind of spiritual creature. So you might have a love of animals, or it could be just to do with this idea of intuition, because cats are very intuitive, something to do with your independence. Also, this is a very healing and protective necklace that absorbs any kind of negative energies. I'm wearing a similar one. So, you know, you may have picked it because you feel like you need to protect yourself, or it may be something that you need to do because it's got this heart on it. It could be something to do with the heart chakra. There could be some pain that was caused that needs to be healed. But I'm getting a very psychic energy from this this group. So you may be very psychic. I wonder if my client who had the dream about me selling the necklaces, who also dreamt of my cat, picked this group. Let me know. Okay. So let's see. Group 2. Messages for group 2. The Scorpio full moon. there in the reverse, so that is the right way up. Okay, so you guys are at a bit of a crossroads with this. I'll look in the book, but I kind of know this one. Group 2 with the Scorpio full moon. I feel like life might be giving you a second chance here. Partners, yeah. There might be two options of people as well. Like, is it this person I should go for, or is it this person I should go for? Could be to do with friendships also. Your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. So Capricorn's energy could be important here, but it's just about as well like the kind of day-to-day, how you're thinking about your career. But I feel like also it's similar to pile 1, if you've been manifesting something to do with a partnership, and this could be a work partnership, because this is a general reading, or some kind of romantic partnership or friendship, I feel like that is paying off for you, but you may have like a couple of different ways you could go. Life may give you a second chance with someone or something that is very important to you. This is a very dreamy card to me. So I don't know whether it's like you've been doing something in a kind of 5D dreamy state. It almost feels like the universe intervening with that hand there to give another chance. Very, very dreamy energies. Lots of stars on both of these cards. So I feel like this could be like a long-held dream of yours. Let me just get one more card. Oh, I kind of knew this card was going to come out. So this could be like a soulmate connection, because this balanced spirituality and practicality full moon in Pisces is the card of soulmates and twin flames, these two fish. I've literally just made a sculpture of two fish similar to that. Well, not really similar to that, but it's about how there's a cord that cannot be cut with some people. It's about like my twin flame connection. So you could resonate with being on some kind of soulmate or twin flame journey, which is why you have this kind of divine partnership here. Step out of your comfort zone. Something new needs to shift though in order for this to kind of pay off for you in the way that you want it to. But I do feel like you may get some kind of second chance with this Scorpio full moon energy. It's like, yeah, you may get a second chance. Let me look if there's anything else in the crystal ball and stuff. I wasn't so drawn to do it with you guys as pile 1. I'm seeing a lot of pink though, which would be heart chakra. Anything for pile 2? The Lenormand card is really important. I will look in the book for the full thing, but I think it's basically about a second chance. I feel like the countryside is kind of important. Maybe you're going to go on a trip with someone to the actual countryside, or go on a walk with someone that's going to be where you can have a chance to actually speak about things. I feel like, yeah, some kind of countryside walk is going to take place. Or just that you need to get into nature. Some kind of important conversation needs to take place though, and perhaps a good way to do this is to do it outside somewhere where you can kind of be in nature, not be in a kind of a neutral space. What the hell is that? Okay, yeah, this could be some kind of soulmate or twin flame connection to do with mirroring. You're mirroring each other. I will look in the book. There's a divine connection here because I'm getting the rainbow that I get for the divine connection, watched over by angels, angelic forces. Yeah, I see stars. This is something you've wanted for a long time. Anything else for pile 2? I'm seeing like cracks in ice, which for me is always these sore points of contention. So arguments you may have had that you kind of need to avoid re-stepping on the cracks in the ice so that you don't open them up and create a weakness that you can't walk across something. So this is just a warning of like when you have this chance to kind of have this conversation with someone somewhere where you get this second chance at it, just do not go over old ground that you know there are kind of weaknesses there. Stay on neutral ground, stay in a neutral place, like a neutral actual geographical place, and stay on neutral ground and take it slowly, because I feel like this is a very deep spiritual connection, but it's very, very fragile. And you need to just treat it with respect, caution, care, love, nurture it. And this could be a friendship or a business partnership as well. It's like I'm speaking to a lot of different people, but there's just a need for some kind of tentative care in this connection, not to rush through things or take anything for granted or bring up sore points. Let's look in the book, first of all, for the partners card. But I feel like that's just all about partnerships, relationships, friendships, working with people. Marriage is neither heaven nor hell, it is simply purgatory. That's an Abraham Lincoln quote. Let's get rid of the book visually because I don't like that. It's the area of the chart that represents the other. It's been thought to show the house of marriage, marriage partners, but the other can also include friends, family and peer group or co-workers. Yeah. Since it's the house of Libra, it governs fairness, balance, and law. And it's also the house of open enemy. So I did feel like there's some kind of combative thing you have to be a bit careful of here. It means one of two things. Either issues dealing with partners or significant others, or court cases or legal issues, okay? The card itself is neutral, and it strives for balance. I feel for most of you this is more about a connection, but if you know you've got legal stuff going on, then, you know, take that if it resonates. It would reply, blah, 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 no. Okay, right. The Scorpio or Pluto cards close by indicate power struggles. Well, there isn't one of those close by, but because this is all about the Scorpio full moon, and I was feeling that there were these kind of points of contention you had to carefully negotiate, then yes, I would say these are power struggles. And if this is a spiritual connection, that makes sense, because it's all about balancing masculine and feminine polarities and energies. So that would totally make sense. Old partners. It can mean an engagement, a marriage, a relationship, moving to the next level, becoming more settled, or getting ready for a more serious relationship. Prospective mates, preening, flirting, commitments. It's just all about romantic partnerships, basically, or friendships. But I feel like with the other cards surrounding it, that yeah, maybe you've been trying to work on something for a while, maybe you've been manifesting this for a while. This could be a soulmate connection with this full moon in Pisces card. Yes, your hard work is paying off, but I do feel like there needs to be some real world negotiation and very careful kind of going forward, very careful navigation of this connection in order to have a successful outcome. And it might involve you doing something differently, stepping out of your comfort zone. How can you go about this in a different way to how you would normally go about something? And this can also be about releasing things. You know, and full moons are a great time to release. I have lots of full moon release videos on my channel that might be useful to look at. Now let's look at 22, but I think this is about the path and having two paths and life giving you a second chance. That's how I'm going to read it, but I do want to see what's in the book just because I feel like it was very important, this card for you. The path, yeah. I should trust myself a bit more. Decisive choice, start of business. It can be from the 1st to the 10th of August, so that could be significant, or that could be when this kind of comes together. You're trying to make a choice. It's risky, but there's success. You might have decided to accept a new love challenge, and it could be about a second marriage. But it feels it's about being on the right track, and a kind of message of love also being on the way, or life offering you a second chance, and the person you love making you happy. So I do feel like, this idea of union and partnership and a second chance, if that resonates for you guys, I do feel like that's possible here with these cards. But you have to, if you've been meditating and manifesting and all of these things, you also have to do stuff in the 3D world to practically ground the energy and work towards a kind of successful conclusion to this. And I feel like a big part of that is to leave things in the past and to avoid these sort of sore points or subjects that you just know are going to cause like a big row. Do you know what I mean? Like, we know the things not to say, the buttons to press or not press, and it's like, just don't press those buttons. Even if the person is kind of pressing your buttons, and with the Scorpio full moon energy, there may be a lot of buttons getting pressed. But just remember, like, the astrology and what I've said in this reading, and try not to react in the usual pattern that you would. And I feel like then it has this chance to really ground. And this is really nice. We've had kind of similar energies so far for both piles, of like something you've wanted for a while having a chance to kind of sort of successfully conclude with this energy, which makes a lot of people have been feeling like, for people in a spiritual connection, soulmate connections, twin flame connections, this Scorpio full moon is a big deal. Oh, and big shout out, I should have done it in the beginning, to Angie of New Path Tarot, who is back on YouTube doing YouTube videos again. I've missed them. It's been like maybe a couple of months. But yeah, she's great. Check her out for very good. I feel I really resonate with them. Readings, pick a card readings, spiritual development readings, very different to a lot of the stuff you get on YouTube. She's really been like instrumental in my journey. Maybe I'll put a link below for people to check out. If you were in this group, it might be significant because maybe you're in a soul connection or something, and yeah, I'll put a link below. But yeah, closing down the energies now. Wishing you guys all the best, wrapping you in universal love, light and protection, and severing any temporary energetic cords. Okay. So this is group 3. Group 3. Okay. Hi, group 3. So as I was touching this, which I was doing with all of the necklaces, I was hearing jasmine. It does have a flower on it, but I don't know why I was hearing jasmine. I do a spell where I've used jasmine, so it could be that you've done some kind of spell work. It could also be like the Aladdin and jasmine, that is like somehow relevant. Maybe there's some kind of like fairy story, princess story, Disney idealization of something for you. Maybe you have children. Jasmine is such a it's a very powerful flower, and it smells just absolutely beautiful. I'm getting a very beautiful, nostalgic feeling of almost like childhood, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have a child. Maybe it's to do with your own childhood. But yeah, let me know if that resonates for you guys. But let me look. I'm going to get the cards first, and then I'll see as well with the scrying. So group 3. To know. Group 3, what's their themes for this full? And my energy today is very dreamy, guys. Oh, interesting. I don't really need the book for any of these, but I might look these up anyway. This could be to do with something that needs to be cut away, because how you read these LENORMAND is like to the sides and stuff. So you've got the scythe, I think it's called, which is almost like the cutting away of something, a bit like a death card energy, but not totally the same, but a cutting away of something. And the thing that's being cut away from is this cross, which is this idea of a kind of very committed, like, this is the person you're going to be with, this union. And then we have the ring, which can be, I think, is all about marriage, right? So I don't know whether you're going against something very like what is expected of you. Like, you may be in a commitment and you're going to like change your course from that. We'll look in the book and we'll see what else comes up. But I was really connecting to this kind of like youthful feeling. It's almost like, have you lost yourself in a connection? I'm getting so many messages for you guys. Have you lost yourself in a connection and you want like a re-beginning and like to connect back into what makes you happy, what it is that you care about in life, and what gives you joy. Because actually I love Aladdin. I don't know whether it's like to show me like what, like, I don't know, the little things that just make you happy. Like, I'm getting a sense of like lying in bed with like your mum watching like a cartoon or something, just like really kind of mothering yourself, or maybe you have kids, but there's something there that's like a really nice energy, but it's about reconnecting with that and perhaps letting go of something that is like expected of you. And that's what's going to come to head in this full moon. Interesting. What else for pile 3? Did I look in the mirror and stuff? I don't know if I did. I think I just got your messages through. Yod, destiny, and void of course moon missing. I don't know what that means, but I'll look it up. I feel like a void of course moon is like a it's like, no, I think in the moonology deck it says like nothing will come of this situation because it's like void, but I'll look it up. I definitely feel like something might be coming to an end because it's like something is fated for you and destined for you, and it's like one cycle is completing itself and it's what's expected of you. I like your guys' energy though, you know, I really like the energy. I know what I'm saying is heavy compared to the other cards, like the other groups had like quite positive, like, oh, something you've wanted for ages is happening. But for you guys, I just feel so excited about this, even though it's like maybe potentially like the end of something, but I feel like it's something that will set you guys free, and it's like it's needed to happen for a while. And I just really like the energy. This energy feels familiar to me, so I don't know whether people watching this I know. Oh my god, this is crazy. So these cards fell out. A new start is coming, new moon, and that's like this image of like this black kind of moon that I was getting. Luck is on your side. Okay, good. Yeah, because I feel like it's this fated thing, this destiny thing where it was meant to happen. So whatever's happening, know that it's like a bit like the Tower card, that it's meant to crumble. I don't know why I love your energy so much, pile 3. Let me know if I know you or something. Meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. Group 1 got this as well, and this can be the soulmate or twin flame card. So perhaps you're in a connection that's not really serving you, and it's gonna release you, and then you're gonna be able to come into something that's more in your soul's truth. In terms of a relationship, work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. So there we have scorpionic energy, but I feel like there's a fear here of letting go of something, and you need to release that and work through that fear, because I feel like on the other side something much better is coming in for you. So where do I start with this? I want to look at what the void of course moon is about, I think. So the moon is a friend for the lonesome to talk to, is the quote. Carl Sandburg. All is not as it seems. It may be daunting, or it may not be good or an appropriate time to answer your question. As it is now, the results may not be what you want. Yeah, I feel like it's like a Tower moment, right? Blah, 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 blah. When the moon makes its last major aspect before leaving one sign and entering the next, it's as if the moon has gone to sleep. Her wisdom is being withheld until she moves into a new sign and the moon begins a new story or chapter. nothing will come of the matter. I knew that. The usual axiom for starting things on a void of course moon is nothing will come of the matter. Yeah, that's what it is in the Moonology deck, because if you start something on a void of course moon, it won't really manifest. So I feel like there's a situation that you're in that, as much as you might try to make it resolve itself or make it come into being, it just won't get there because it's not right for you. And that, I think, is the message. And I think it could be to do with this very traditional expected commitment that you might be in. And I feel like it might be coming to an end. Matters will not go as you planned. Yeah, it's like a tower moment. The cards say, sit still and stay as you are. Take no action. Wait for the storm to pass over. It's time to be patient and allow matters to settle before beginning anew. But I feel like you are going to be beginning anew, and I feel like you are going to be releasing, and you are going to be working through fears. So although you're doing nothing, you're actually doing something because you're releasing, and that is active. Look at my full moon release video, because a new start is coming after this. A new start is coming. After you release and work through your fears and let go of what is not serving you, you will have this new start. Luck is on your side. It's fated. It's destiny. It's meditate and contemplate. It's twin flame. It's soulmate energy. I like this. It's interesting because all three piles, it has been about connecting to someone. This, and I said it, and I think in pile 2, that this Scorpio full moon is very much like for soul connections and twin flames. All the readers are saying it's a very important time when things are going to come to light, where things that aren't working are going to fall apart. And I've seen it in all of these 3 things, although they've all been different stories. You can apply this to a work situation as well, or a kind of home situation, or any kind of established thing that isn't serving you, making way for something better for you. And that's what you're releasing in this full moon. It can be used to your benefit, so keep it in mind when it shows up in a spread. You can work on something you don't want. You can interact with persons you don't want to become a fixture in your life. What? You can interact with persons you don't really want to become a fixture in your life. Embarking on anything new or untired will tend to go wrong. When the void of course mood presents itself, if you agree to plans you don't really want to come about, then it will be very likely they do not come about. Okay, so it's just saying, like, don't worry about if you have made a decision, because it will likely be undone anyway. Meditation or any type of psychic or spiritual efforts will work out better when the void of course moon turns up. It's a good time to dream and to make plans, just don't act on them yet. Meditate and contemplate. Dream into being what you want. Release and work through your fears. So do all of this. So that's what I was saying. It's not that you're doing nothing. You're doing a lot of internal stuff. You're like letting go of what doesn't serve you, and you're putting out into the universe what you do want. I think it's either, if it's not a soul connection, you can make it about work or whatever, but a new start is coming. Luck is on your side, and it's destined. Let's look up quickly what the destiny card is. 48. I mean, I think it's kind of self-explanatory, but sometimes there are specific things that will resonate with people. I know from the last reading, so I want to read some of it. A person often meets his destiny on the road he took to avoid it. Yeah, that's why I feel like this is kind of a blessing in disguise thing for you guys. The area of fate in the chart, the eye of God, the finger of God. It's a peculiar astrological configuration in the chart. The triangle formed by 2 planets 60 degrees apart, both 150 degrees from the 3rd planet. This creates a thin pie-shaped aspect. It's the Hebrew alphabet, Yod, the 10th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, which has the mystical implications signifying the omnipresence of God and denoting humility, because the energy is locked in that triangular configuration, causes matters to be fated and difficult, but not without their reward. And that, I feel, is your message. Yes, it's a difficult time. Yes, you're releasing. Yes, something didn't go to plan as you wanted or hoped or kept trying for, but it's going to go in your favor. There's a disruptive force at work. This can bring about feelings of intense stress and restriction, or a sense of being different, feeling alone, or being out of step with others. It means that the situation may be chaotic or soon turn that way. It will be hard to see any clear path because of this chaos. It's not always bad, because it's the process of finding what works and what isn't functioning, and it will be the time to scale things down and weed out what is unnecessary. Finding your own truth, even though that truth may not be reflected through others. You may wish for more support when the card comes up. You don't have to manage it all on your own. Okay. A voyage inward to come to your own truth. That's exactly what I said. You're doing this internal work. And you may want to have some kind of blue crystal like this around you to help you speak your truth and find your internal truth. There's no strange coincidence that you picked this pile, and I'm getting such strong messages for you about like this, what really makes you happy, this childhood thing. You're finding your own inner sense of actually what is it that I want and what makes me happy. There could be health issues that need to be solved before moving forwards. Celiac disease, thyroidosis, everyday allergies, ailments. So actually these necklaces are very good for thyroid issues as well. So you might want to think about getting one. This card means circumstances are good for achieving your goal, but be prepared for sacrifices. Yeah, you need to let something go, for sure. Let's just look at the LENORMAND, although I kind of know them, just in case there's anything extra. But I feel like you guys have quite a clear message. And sorry that my reading today is a bit like all over the place, I feel, but it's because of this energy of this full moon, because I'm a water, well, my moon is in Pisces, so I'm quite watery energy, so these moons sort of like scramble me a little bit. Break up, I knew that. Despite efforts to hold the couple together, destiny seems to have separated you. Don't resist the impossible. That's really all I have to say about that card. And this is about a kind of, I think, established and committed connection, but it's going to make way for something that's much more in your soul's truth and aligned to what is actually right for you. And I think you know this. So this is the cross. Success, religiousness, centered objective, satisfaction. The person you think about or that you will meet soon as your other half, you will live happily ever after. So I feel like this is saying that there is something there left for you, that yes, although you may be ending a committed relationship, that there is someone who is literally your other half, your twin, your yin, your yang, on the other side of whatever is not serving you in this present connection. Your partner is indifferent, cold, or has problems. Yeah, there could be some loneliness. Your partner played with your heart, betrayed you, ignored you, and now has left you. So that could happen. But I feel like there is this fantastic love story that is going to come in for you if that's the case, or if there's this kind of breakdown in one connection, is to make way for something much better. Now let's look at 25, the ring, which I would say again is this, marriage, solid relationship, and long-standing thing. A partner will make the decision you hoped for. So maybe there is someone else that you've been hoping for a long time, or this could just indicate that there is a committed relationship, a solid and well-founded relationship that is kind of ending. Perhaps also there was something about wanting to, like one of you wanting to settle down, the other one not being sure. But I feel like if there is any kind of breakup coming, it's only to make way for something much better for you. So you have to trust the process. The universe is intervening here. And perhaps that you're dealing with someone who's in a committed relationship, and this is what's going to shift, is that their relationship is going to end if it's not serving them and for their highest good. An outsider casts a shadow over the couple. Yeah, so this could be like a third party situation where the connection that is not a spiritual connection is coming to an end to make way for this kind of union. That is the feeling I get, and I get shivers when I say it. So I think for a lot of people, this Scorpio full moon is really going to be an important time in these deeply spiritual connections. Is there anything more I get for pile 3? No. That's really everything I'm getting, but I hope that you do just weather the storm of this, just let it play out, and just remember what it is that makes you truly happy within yourself. And if this is about a job situation or a life situation, you can kind of relate what I've said to that, but it's about finding your own inner happiness, your own inner truth, and your own sense of what made you happy, or what makes you within yourself. So I'm going to close down the energies now, severing all temporary energetic cords, wrapping everyone in universal love, light and protection. And as always, thank you so much. Please like, comment, subscribe for a chance to get a free reading, and just because it's a nice way of like an energetic exchange. I'll be back soon with another reading, sending lots of love and light out into the world. Take care.